Alright boys and girls, I hope you're having a lovely day, okay? Today boys, I want to talk about the retro gaming market in London, okay? And just the entire experience in general. Obviously, if you guys watched the last episode, you'll know that me and my older brother, we travelled around about 180 miles to get there. We both stayed at my nan's house, okay? And we just had a really nice weekend, okay? It was really lovely. Whilst I was there as well, I decided to pop into a CEX, and we also went to Smith's Toys. But the main thing we were there for, guys, other than seeing my nan and uncle, of course, was going to the London gaming market. And I was so hyped, guys. We look forward to this every year. We both like save up some money, okay, so we can go. You know, a lot of like YouTubers will go like, you know, 4 or 5 times a year to these like gaming expos, but we only go to this one, and we go every November, and we just look forward to it. And I picked up some really cool stuff, guys. I'm really chuffed with my pickups, and I can't wait to show you guys what I got. Before we dive into that though, guys, I'm going to show you guys the actual gaming market itself, and you know, just go through the footage that I managed to get. You know, I strapped my GoPro up, and I decided to, you know, film as much as I could. So yeah, I guess I'll show you guys the footage from the market, and then we'll come back and we'll do some pickups. Okay guys, here we are at the London gaming market. Okay, we're in the queue, of course, you know, waiting to get in. We're pretty close in the queue, like we're not at the front, but we're pretty close to it. And I wanted to be like one of the first ones in there, because if you're not, you'll just miss out on all the good shit. Not that I'm looking for anything crazy, okay? I mean, I think the most expensive game I was looking for was around sort of £50, which, you know, there's definitely more expensive games at this market, let me tell you. So here we go then, boys. We enter the building, okay, and my excitement was through the roof. I look forward to this every year. I know like a lot of YouTubers go to these sort of like gaming expos, like, you know, multiple times a year, maybe like 3, 4, maybe even 5 times a year, because there's several of them. But me and my older brother, we only go to these once a year, okay? So we have to wait a whole year to go to one of these, and it's just so exciting. And we didn't really know where to go, guys, so we just sort of gravitated towards the first place that sort of caught our eye. And this stall right here, guys, was absolutely fantastic. They had such a great library of cool like games to choose from. I ended up buying like 4 games from this first stall. Like, it was kind of crazy. It was like blowing my budget straight away, but they had so many cool PS1 and PS2 games, and that was my bread and butter for this event, guys. That was what I was looking for the most, was PS1 and PS2, especially PS1, okay? I really wanted to come home with some good PS1 games. Like, there's just so many good PS1 games that for whatever reason you can't buy at CEX, which is really annoying and really frustrating. So I don't really see a lot of these games out in the wild. Sure, I could order them online, okay? That wouldn't be an issue, and I'm sure I could get a really good price for them on eBay or something, but that sort of kills the fun, you know? I want to find these games in person. It makes it so much more exciting. And the next store we looked at, guys, had some really cool artwork, okay? There was a lot of like pixel art and stuff. This one here, this Streets of Rage one, that was one that I honestly would have had if it was a little bit cheaper, okay? £80 was a bit much for me, as, you know, that would have been a lot of my budget, unfortunately, but it was really cool. Next up, guys, I spot some Game Boy games, okay? And I was like a fly to shit with these, okay? Because I love the Game Boy, and I want to find some good unboxed Game Boy games today. I don't collect Game Boy when it's boxed, because I actually make my own covers, because it just saves me a lot of money, and I enjoy doing it too. And this store had some really cool Game Boy stuff. The stall next to it, my brother spotted this God of War here, which he ended up buying, okay, and that's just such a fantastic game. I also saw that Project Zero there. I'm looking back at the footage, on the far end there, Project Zero. I should have bought that. I didn't even see it until I'm actually fucking kicking myself now. I'm looking back at the footage. It's one of the games I really wanted. I wish I saw that. I completely missed it. Just oblivious to it, which is so annoying. A lot of the stalls here had like little boxes of Game Boy games that I could rummage through, and I did that in pretty much every stall I saw. You know, if there was like a box of Game Boy stuff, I would just, you know, rummage through and see if there's anything that caught my attention. Now, I also saw at this stall they had a bunch of PS2 demo discs. Now, I'm not gonna lie, boys, I don't collect these, okay? I'm not in the market for really any of them, except for one. There's one demo disc in particular that I'm really nostalgic for, okay? I have tons of nostalgia for it, and I don't know what happened to it. I'll just go ahead and spoil it right now, guys. I did manage to find the demo disc I had as a kid, and let me tell you, it was probably the most excited I was the whole convention. It was a cheap little demo disc, and I was so hyped to find it. Also, I did see the Soldier of Fortune Payback. It's a game I want, it is a game I would like to get, but it was a little bit sort of rough around the edges, okay? The case was a bit battered, so I decided to leave it. Next up, guys, we found some really cool things here, okay? There was a bunch of Japanese strategy guides, and these were absolutely awesome and really like mint condition. Now, the price of these things were quite a bit, okay? They were like around sort of 20 to 40 pounds-ish, you know, some of them were 50 pounds, so it was a lot of money, especially considering we can't really read them because they were in Japanese, but they were freaking cool, and there was a lot of cool stuff at this stall, guys, let me just say. Like, a lot of Japanese stuff, okay? So if you're into your Japanese imported stuff, this stall here had like just tons of stuff. I'm not really in the market for Japanese stuff, okay? I've got more than enough English and PAL stuff to buy, so yeah, I wasn't really looking for that, but it was cool to see. Okay, guys, this next stall had some heavy, and I do mean heavy hitters, okay? I'll just pause the footage here so you guys can get a look at some of the games that are here. Like, one of them that really stood out to me straight away was Chaos Break. That is a game that is high, and I do mean high, on my list. It's a game I really would like to get for the PS1, but it's not cheap, okay? Here they had it at £145. Yeah, that's a lot of money. I didn't buy it, of course, guys, because that would have been a lot of my budget, okay? But it was cool to see. I think I'm going to get that game at CEX with no manual, because I think it's like £100 without the manual, which, I mean, it's a lot of money still, but it's at least more reasonable than 150. I don't know what CEX sell it for with a manual. I can imagine it would be at least 120, but yeah, it was just cool to see that. If you guys can't tell from the footage, okay, it is starting to get really busy in here, okay, and that is the trouble with these gaming markets. They do get very, very busy quickly, but you know what, boys? It's all in the pursuit of video games, okay? That's what we're all here for at the end of the day, so I don't mind a little bit of crowdiness, okay, because I just want to get my video games. And this store right here didn't really have anything I was interested in personally, guys, but my older brother was rummaging through and looking through the PS2 games here. I'm not sure what he was looking for in particular, but there was a couple of games that he wanted for the PS2, so I imagine that's what he was eyeing up. Okay, guys, this next stall I found had a bunch of, like, really cool artwork, and it was at a pretty reasonable price. I can't remember the pricing, but it was, like, pretty reasonable. And it wasn't just gaming artwork either. There was a lot of anime, and I like my anime, especially from, like, the 90s. And I found some really, really cool pieces that I thought would look amazing on my flat, okay, so I ended up buying a couple. Yeah, really, really cool stuff. Now, one thing I really wanted to find today, guys, and it's probably a little bit weird, it's not something that everyone would be looking for, but I really wanted to find a good PlayStation magazine. I've got loads of PlayStation magazines from, like, the PS3 era, but I've got absolutely none from the PS1 or PS2 era, and I wanted to find one that, you know, just really caught my attention. So I was hunting through this basket here that had some PlayStation magazines. There was a couple of cool ones, but nothing that really grabbed me. But I'll just tell you guys right now, I did eventually find a really cool PlayStation magazine that I was absolutely chuffed with. Okay, guys, moving on, I managed to find a box full of really cool PS2 games, okay? So I rummaged through that, and I did actually manage to find a couple of really good cheap gems. There was one game in particular that I was really happy with because I was looking for it. It's not an expensive game, it's just one I really wanted. And I noticed they did have a lot of really cool stuff at this stall, like they've got this Super Famicom collection here, so that was cool to see, and they just had a lot of cool stuff to look at. Next up, guys, I found a stall that just had a little bit of everything, okay? I mean, well, I say a little bit, it had a lot of everything, okay? Literally every console you can think of pretty much was covered at this stall, even the modern stuff they had, like, and you don't see that at these conventions very often, but yeah, they had like PS5 games and stuff, which is, you know, kind of bizarre, because again, I don't see that too often. But yeah, that's not really what I'm here for, guys, okay? I'm not really here to buy new stuff. I want to find the old retro stuff, okay? So of course my eyes gravitate towards the PS2. Now, as much as I do love the PS2, guys, it's literally my favorite console of all time, I do want to have a little bit of a rant, okay? Because it is so hard to find PS2 games that you're looking for in particular at these gaming conventions and stuff because of the spines. Now, me personally, I do actually like the way they look. I know a lot of people say they don't like the spines on PS2 games because they're quite boring. I don't mind the look of them, but it's just so annoying to find games, especially when things aren't alphabetized on PS2, because it all just looks the same, you know? When you're looking for that one game that you really want on PS2, it is damn near impossible to find it if it's not alphabetized. So a lot of these stalls, you know, weren't alphabetized. Their games were all rummaged away, and it was hard to find games I wanted. Anyway, my rant is over, okay? I don't like talking shit about the PS2 because it's such a GOAT console. But yeah, just one thing. I wish they just stood out a little bit more. I don't know, just something about them would stand out. Speaking of PS2, guys, I find another stall here with some pretty cool PS2 stuff, some stuff I've never seen before, and there was actually one game in particular that I definitely knew I wanted to get as soon as I saw it. There was also some cool PS1 games there as well, but there was nothing I was really after. This stall right here was actually a really unique one. This was all like artwork from this guy. He made a book of like artwork, and then he actually made prints of all of the artwork from his book, and I thought that was really cool. Unfortunately, none of these games really, like, other than the Kirby one, was something that I really wanted. It's all sort of like Pokemon and Mario, which, you know, I like Mario. I'm not really into Pokemon, but I'm not really like that into Mario where I wanted artwork for it. But, you know, if it was like, I don't know, God of War or Tony Hawk or Silent Hill or Resident Evil, then I would have bought some of this artwork because the actual art itself was really well done. Okay, guys, this next stall here, I believe, was Saw Thumb Games, okay? They own their own shop, okay, and they're here at the London Gaming Market, and there was a few things that pulled me in. But anyway, I was definitely rummaging through some of these, okay, because I found some pretty cool figures, and I do like to have figures in my game room. There were some Persona ones there that definitely caught my eye. I also saw these really cool Kirby figures here that I so nearly bought, but I decided not to because I realized I was going to spend like too much money here. It was going to get out of hand, so I did end up putting the Kirby stuff back, but in a way, I kind of regret it. I kind of wish I bought it. And it wasn't just figures either here at Saw Thumbs. They had a lot of games, of course, okay? There was tons of games, lots of Japanese games, okay? And it was all sort of rummaged in there with the PAL stuff, which I won't lie, I didn't love because it did make it really hard to find a particular game I wanted. You know, I'd see something that caught my eye, like that I wanted, but then realized it was Japanese, and then you would see something, you were like, is that Japanese? But then it was actually PAL, so yeah, there was a lot of Japanese stuff, but I just kind of wish it had its own section. Anyway, nonetheless, boys, there was tons of really cool games here, and I did actually, like, just buy quite a lot of stuff here with the Sore Thumb stall, because they just had loads of games. Alright, guys, next up I find a stall that has tons of Mega Drive games, and I definitely was in the market for Mega Drive. I wanted to come home with at least one Mega Drive game today, and this stall had tons of them, so of course I had a good look through those. Following on, guys, I find a stall that has a ton, and I do mean a ton, of unboxed Game Boy games, and someone was already rummaging through it, and I wanted to get my hands in there personally. You know, I was waiting for him to hurry up so I could go digging in there. I can't remember if I did or not, or if I just got impatient. I might have got impatient, you know, and not bothered, but that would, I hope I did, and I hope I did look through those. I can't remember now. Following on, guys, I managed to find some DS games, and there's 3 DS games in particular that I really wanted to come home with, so I was really hoping to find them here. I didn't see as much DS games as I wanted to this weekend. Like, I thought I'd see a lot more at the convention, but I mean, it wasn't like there was none. You know, there was a few, but a lot of the ones I was seeing was like, you know, the shovelware type, you know, type of stuff. Lots of Lego, lots of, you know, just kiddie games and stuff like that, but not the ones I wanted, unfortunately. This next stall here, though, guys, had some absolutely fantastic boxed stuff, okay, especially boxed Game Boy. Tons of really cool boxed Game Boy here, which is awesome to see. I'm not in the market for boxed Game Boy. Like I said, I like to get it unboxed and make my own because it just saves you a lot of money, but it was just cool to see because obviously the Game Boy artwork is fantastic. And there was also a fair amount of Mega Drive and Master System here. I have been sort of like contemplating whether or not to dive into Master System or not. I'm not too sure. I've not got any Master System games at this moment, but it's something that I've definitely like thought about, because you can actually buy the Master System add-on onto the Mega Drive, and then I could just, you know, start playing Master System games. It's definitely something that I was considering, but yeah, not right now. I feel like I've got enough to get just for the Mega Drive at the minute. Okay, guys, so I saw a bunch of PS2 and PS1 games, and I just gravitated towards them. It was like a gravitational pull. I couldn't help myself, you know. I tried to pull myself away, but I couldn't because of the amount of PS1 and PS2 games that were here, and there was a lot, alright, and it was all like jumbled up, okay, so of course, you know, I had to really be, you know, concentrate and try and find what I was looking for. Nonetheless, though, boys, I was more than happy to rummage, okay, and look for what I wanted, and I can't remember if I found anything here or not, but yeah, I definitely saw some cool shit here, I know that much. Okay, guys, we're coming towards the end of the footage. I recorded for about an hour and a half, and we were probably here for about 3 hours, but my GoPro ran out of battery, unfortunately, so I couldn't get any more than this. But yeah, there was some definitely really cool PlayStation stuff here, PSP games here, PS1, PS2, you know, I just, that's my bread and butter, guys. I just love PlayStation. I'm a PlayStation man, and the London gaming market, it pretty much specializes in PlayStation. However, if it isn't your cup of tea, guys, don't worry, there is definitely some stalls here that sell other things, like this stall right here that had a load of boxed Super Nintendo games, and if that was your jam, then you probably would have found something here, okay, because he had quite a few box stuff. But yeah, that was all the footage that I got for the event, guys. Overall, I had a great time at the London gaming market. I found tons of really cool stuff, and now I just can't wait to show you guys what I picked up, so let's jump into those pickups. Okay, boys and girls, it is pickups time, okay, and I've got quite a bit to get through, so hopefully this doesn't drag on too long. If you guys have got some popcorn or something, I advise you get it. Maybe you can make yourself a cup of tea or something, you know, just get ready to be strapped in, because we're going to be here a little while going through this stuff, because there is quite a lot. Ironically enough, there's actually less here than it was like in previous years. Like last year, I went crazy. I bought way too much and spent way too much money. I've actually got a little bit less this year, but it's still a lot, okay? There's still a lot to go through, and I'm not really sure what to start with, guys, and I'm not sure how best to do it. Like, shall I go through it like per console? Shall I just go random? You know, shall I just do a bit here, a bit there? I think I might do that. I might go a little bit here, a little bit there, okay? I think I'm just going to go all over the place and jumble it up a little bit. We'll start off with something that's not that exciting, okay? It's not anything that you're not going to cream your pants over this one. It was one of the very first things I picked up, okay? I think it was at the second stall I went to, and it was a couple of memory cards, okay? So I got a PS2 memory card there, and I also got a PS1 memory card. Now, the PS1 memory card I'm really excited about just because of the color of it. I don't have this color. Like, I've got a blue one, I think, and I've got a gray one, but I don't have this one. This is a red one. It was only £6 and I was pretty happy with that. Couldn't find any like cool PS2 memory cards, so I just went for the standard black one. But yeah, I just need some memory cards, guys, okay? I don't like to delete my saves like when I'm done with games. I'll finish a game and I like to keep it on there just for the memories, because sometimes I'll just boot up the PS1 and PS2 and just look at the games I've beaten, and I just enjoy that. I like looking at the little icons, and sometimes on the PS2 ones they've got like cool animations. So yeah, rather than me like deleting all my old saves, I just like to buy new ones, and they're not like expensive expensive either. I mean, that was £6, that was only a fiver, so I thought, you know what, for that price, I'll just grab them. Okay, guys, this next one here, I was so happy to find, okay, I am absolutely chuffed that I was able to find this, okay, it's a PlayStation magazine, and I have been looking at these, like, gaming markets for a decent magazine for years, and I swear I've just never seen any good PlayStation magazines. You'll see, like, N64 magazines, or just Nintendo in general, but nobody seems to bring PlayStation magazines. This year, though, guys, I did actually find quite a few, and none of them were really jumping out at me, except for this one, which my older brother managed to find, and as soon as he saw it and called me over, I was like, grab it, I need that in my life, okay, grab it for me. And that, guys, is this one right here, okay, and it is a Ridge Racer 4, like, front cover. That is so freaking cool. I mean, it just looks incredible. That is a piece of time right there. For those that don't know, I absolutely love Ridge Racer, okay? It's literally my favorite fighting game franchise of all time. But not even just for Ridge Racer, guys. There's some awesome stuff in here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's like Driver, you know, like not front cover, but, you know, the front page there. There's loads of really cool stuff in here. It's even got this in there still. Like, a lot of magazines would have removed that, but that's just, again, a nice little piece of time. The advertisements in here are really cool. Okay, there's a Tomb Raider one there for like some sort of cheat book. There's just some really cool stuff in here that I'm happy to get. This cost me £3, by the way, guys. It was cheap as hell. I would have paid £10 for this, honestly, if they'd asked. Like, honestly, I am so like chuffed with this for £3. And the fact that it's a Ridge Racer 4 cover, and I love Ridge Racer 4. It's probably my favorite racing game of all time. I absolutely adore it. So yeah, I was really happy with that. Okay, guys, let's dive into some of the games. Okay, I will go through some of the other miscellaneous things I bought, because I did buy quite a lot of just random stuff, but we'll get into some games, okay, and we'll come back to that. But yeah, let's kick off with the Game Boy game, okay? I don't know if you guys can see that, because it is quite small, and my camera does have a problem autofocusing. But yeah, that is Rayman for the Game Boy Color. I didn't know this game existed, okay? I obviously knew Rayman existed, but I did not know it had a Game Boy Color port. The original Rayman is one of the most iconic games ever, okay? It's a literal staple piece of my childhood, okay? I love the original Rayman for its music and for its art style, okay? The game itself is balls hard, and I don't love the gameplay, but the music and the art style are 10 out of 10. So when I saw this game for like £6, I think it was, I knew I had to have it, because like I said, I didn't even know this existed. I know there's a Game Boy Advance version of Rayman. I think it's like Rayman Anniversary, and it comes with a couple of games, and one of those games is the original Rayman, and I think it's a really good port from what I remember, because I used to have it as a kid, but I didn't know it was on the Game Boy Color, and it was really cheap, and I thought, you know what, I want to get that, and I've played a little bit of it, and it's not half bad. The art style was actually really good on Game Boy Color. It looks fantastic. The music isn't, though. The music is a bit shit. It's nowhere near as good as the original, but still, really cool game for only £6. Alright then, guys, let's dive into some of my PS2 pickups, okay? I really am happy with the PS2 stuff I got. I got some really good gems, okay? And this very first pickup, I'm just so chuffed with, okay? I honestly, like, most people would see this and not think anything, but to me, this just is a flood of nostalgia, okay? And it's a demo disc, okay? And it's this one right here. I have got so much nostalgia for this demo in particular. Back in the day, I didn't used to have a PS2, I had a PS1, okay, and my brother had the PS2, but I remember going to this, like, it was like a fete, and it was in my local town, and I remember they had a load of, like, PS2 demo discs, and they were cheap, okay, and mum said that I could get one, so I just was going through them, and I ended up picking up this very demo disc, and I used to play this on my older brother's PS2 all the time, okay? I used to, like, anytime he'd let me play it, I was there playing this. I used to play Starsky and Hutch over and over again. I used to play Futurama, which was on here, and I used to play that time and time again, and I also played Tekken 4 an absolute shit ton, because that was on here, and I just used to do that all the time. I was obsessed with this demo. I remember for Christmas, my mum actually bought me Futurama and Starsky and Hutch on PS2, even though I didn't have a PS2, I had to play them on my older brother's PS2, I had to ask him if I could, and it makes me laugh now with Starsky and Hutch in particular, because I couldn't actually get past the second level, so having the actual physical game of that was a little bit pointless. I might as well have just stuck with the demo, because I could only get past the first level with that one, because I was really bad at games as a kid. But yeah, I just remember playing this game when I was sort of like 5 or 6 years old, and I just used to have so much fun with this demo. So when I saw this, and it was only £2, I was like, yeah, we're buying that. It wasn't even a hesitation. I was looking around for my wallet already as soon as I saw it. So yeah, I'm absolutely chuffed with that one, guys. Like I said, that's not something that would mean a lot to most people, but you can't put a price price on nostalgia like that. Okay guys, I'll do another couple of PS2 pickups, okay? These two I found at, there was like a box of like PS2 games on the floor, and I was rummaging through it, and he had quite a few like decent games, but I ended up picking up a couple there. The first one was Twin Caliber for the PS2. I'm sure I used to have this game, and I don't remember what I did with it. I must have sold it. I don't remember anything about it, but the artwork is absolutely awesome on the back. It looks fantastic, and what's really cool about it is it's got a little blood splatter on the side of the spine there, and that is awesome to me, okay? That just spices this game up for me. And the PS2 spines are quite generic, okay? So having that there is a really, really cool thing to me. I don't know why. Yeah, this is just a game that I'm like really interested in playing, and it was only £4, and I think I haggled as well. I'm pretty sure I got this down by £1 or £2, so it would have been like really cheap, and yeah, it's nice and complete, and I'm looking forward to playing that, guys, because like I said, I'm pretty sure I used to have it, but I don't remember what it was about. I don't remember what it was like, and I don't remember what happened to it either, but for cheap, I was happy with that. The other one I picked up from the same stall, guys, was Mafia for the PS2. Now, if you guys watched my last video, you'll know that I'm trying to get hold of all of the Mafia games, because I want to work on a big Mafia video. The only ones I didn't have was Mafia 3 and Mafia 1 for PS2. I've got the Mafia remake on PS4. I've also got Mafia 2, of course, which is my favorite. I did used to have this game, and I used to play it all the time, because there was like a free roam mode on this game where you could pretty much just do what you wanted. You could have guns, and you could just go around shooting civilians and driving around, and that's what I used to do with it. I must have sold it though, because I didn't have it in my collection anymore, so I was glad to grab that, okay, because I want to play that one again and do a video on all the different Mafia games, so I was pretty hyped to find that. Okay guys, let's dive into a little bit of PS1 stuff. I did buy quite a few PS1 games. I bought, I think, 5 games there, which I'm happy with pretty much all of them. So yeah, the first one I want to talk about then, boys, is going to be Ready to Rumble on the PS1. This is a game that you can't buy at CEX, which is really annoying, and yes, I could have ordered it at eBay, but I just wanted to find it in person. I saw it for £4, and I was really, really happy with that price, because, you know, that's really cheap. It's nice and complete, it's in good condition, and yeah, it's just a really fun looking game. I really like boxing games, so, you know, I'm trying to get like any that look like decent. I did see quite a few at the London gaming market. Like I saw Vander Holyfield boxing on the Mega Drive, which I nearly bought. I was so close to buying it, but I thought I'll leave it for now, and I kind of wish I did buy it. I also saw Prince Nassim Hamid's boxing on PS1. It was really cheap as well. It was like £3, but I'd already found this at this point, and I was like, you know what, we'll save that for another day. But again, I kind of wish I'd bought it, because I reckon it would have been fun, but I'm gonna write it down on a list, okay? I've got like a big game list, and I'm gonna add both of those games to that list, because I want to get them at some point, because I do like my boxing games, especially when they're very arcadey. Okay guys, this next one here I knew absolutely nothing about, okay, and I do mean nothing. This was a complete and utter blind buy, and that game, guys, is One for the PS1. That's kind of ironic, isn't it? But yeah, like I said, I saw this at the very first stall that I visited, okay? And I was just looking at it, you know, looking at the artwork, and I thought, you know, it looks pretty cool. And I was about to put it back, honestly, guys, because I didn't know a lot about it. But the guy that was standing next to me goes, "Oh, that's a really cool game, by the way." And I was like, well, you've sort of made me want to buy this game now. So I was like, you know what, I am going to get it. And I even said to the guy, if this game is rubbish, then I blame you. And then he was like, well, hold on a minute. It was good 20 years ago. I don't know if it's still good, but I'm pretty sure it will be good, guys. It looks really cool, to be honest. I don't know if £20 is a good price, because like I said, I know nothing about this game, but it is in good condition. Yeah, I was really happy to pick this one up, guys, okay? Because this is how I used to buy games back in the day. I used to just see the back cover of a game, think that it looked cool, and then come home with it. You know, I wouldn't do research on it. There was no YouTube back then. You know, you had PlayStation magazines and stuff, but I didn't have any of those. So I used to just pick up all of my games blindly, just from the artwork alone. And a lot of times that would fool me. You know, I'd pick up a game and I wouldn't like it. But then every now and again, you'd find something that you absolutely adored. Yeah, so that's why I'm glad I found that, because I reckon that's going to be a good time, and I know nothing about it. So I'm happy to go in blind with that. Okay, guys, let's take a break from the games for a minute, and let's get back onto some of the stuff that I bought, okay? Now, one thing that was really, really cool about the convention is there was people that were selling a lot of artwork. I saw tons of really cool artwork at the convention. The problem is, though, is a lot of it was really expensive, and, you know, rightfully so, because, you know, they pretty worked really hard on it, and they deserve to, you know, to put the price of what they want. You know, some of them was out of my price range, but I'm sure there was other people that could afford it and would have loved it. But yeah, for me, you know, I didn't want to be paying £100, you know, for some of this artwork. However, guys, there was one person that just did some printouts of some really cool like posters for games, and he only wanted £2 per poster, and that's where I'm at, okay? £2 per poster, I'm there. So I picked up 3 in total, and I actually managed to get 3 for a £5, which I'm pretty happy with. And this first one here was really cool, okay, and that is Streets of Rage. I'm really happy with that, okay, because the Streets of Rage cover is absolutely iconic. And again, for like just £2, I mean, that is absolutely awesome, okay? So yeah, I was really chuffed to find that one. The next one I bought, guys, was this Resident Evil 4 one, and I was really happy to find this because I never see Resident Evil 4 just anything unless it's really expensive. Like, even like the figures for Resident Evil 4 are just so freaking expensive, and it's one of my favorite games of all time, so I'd love to have more sort of merchandise for it, but literally it's just so hard to find. So to get that for just £2, that's gonna look really cool in my game room. And the final one I picked up, guys, is probably my favorite one out of the bunch, okay? I'm really happy with this one. I initially saw it and I thought it was really cool, but I didn't know what it was from, so I just, you know, I skipped past it. And my older brother said, wait, hold on a minute, isn't that Kuon? And I was like, oh my god, you're right, it is Kuon, because I saw the From Software in the top corner. But yeah, that is an absolutely awesome piece of artwork, okay? That looks so creepy and awesome. Now, I'll be honest, guys, I haven't actually played Kuon yet, okay? I've got it in my collection, I want to play it, but I've not sat down to play it. But after seeing how awesome that artwork is, I think I'm gonna have to play that really soon. Okay, guys, let's dive back into some more game pickups, okay? This next one is another thing that my older brother pointed out. My older brother was bad for my wallet this weekend, okay? He kept picking out stuff that I didn't have, and I was like, you don't have that, do you, Josh? And I was like, you're right, I don't have that, I need that in my life. So he was bad for my wallet, but I'm happy that he pointed this stuff out to me. Yeah, that game, guys, was Assassin's Creed for the Nintendo DS. Now, I've played Assassin's Creed Discovery on DS really recently and absolutely loved it. It was amazing. I didn't really like know what to expect with that game. I was curious, you know, I was looking forward to it, but I didn't think it was going to be a game that, you know, I absolutely adore, but I do. I absolutely love that game. So I'm really looking forward to playing this one, guys, and I just hope it's half as good as the other one that's on DS, okay? I really enjoyed that, so I'm looking forward to that one. Next up, guys, we'll talk about some PS3 games I picked up, okay? I didn't see a tremendous amount of PS3 this weekend, or I did actually, that's a lie. I saw a lot of PS3, but it was mostly stuff I already owned. My PS3 collection is pretty much there now. It's only a few games I want for it, and they're mostly really expensive. Like, one game that I really want to add to the collection is Azura's Wrath. Really want that game for the PS3, but it's not cheap, and I never see it. I've never seen it in person, and I've wanted it for years, and I was really hoping I could have got it this weekend, but couldn't see it. But nonetheless, though, boys, I did find some pretty cool PS3 games, okay? The first one I picked up, and I'm really happy about this one, is Hellboy, The Science of Evil. I used to have this game, I'm pretty sure, and I don't think I loved it, I'll be honest. I don't think I got very far with it, and I think I ended up trading it. But I really do love Hellboy, guys, okay? Those first two Hellboy movies are just amazing, okay? Especially the second one I used to love. Like, the Golden Army was 10 out of 10 for me back in the day. So I was really happy to find this one, guys, okay? And it was only like £10, which is a pretty good price, because I don't see this game very often, like, if ever. I don't remember if I've ever seen this in a CEX or anything. It's pretty hard to come by. It's in good condition. The manual is there, okay? And yeah, I was really happy to find that one, guys. So I'm gonna give that one another try, because like I said, I played it back in the day, but it was a long time ago, and I don't really remember if it was good or not. But I assume I didn't love it, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have sold it. Now, whilst we were at that stall, guys, I did manage to find a couple more PS3 games, okay? And I'm really chuffed with them. The first one, or the second one, because obviously Hellboy was the first one. The second one was Homefront? Was Enemy Front. Homefront's a different PS3 game. But yeah, I've never ever played this game before, guys. I know very little about it. The back cover looks really cool. I don't know if that's misleading or not. I've never heard anybody talk about this game, so yeah, I don't really know what to expect, but it's not a game I've ever played, and it's one I've wanted for a while, but just never seen it. I love my first-person shooters, okay? You can't really go wrong with a first-person shooter. You can go wrong with a first-person shooter, but it's hard to fuck them up for me, because even the bad ones I enjoy. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to that, guys. I reckon that's going to be a bit of fun. Is it going to be the best game ever made? Probably not, but I bet you I enjoy it. And the final PS3 pickup, guys, was this one, and this is like the one that I was most excited about, okay? And that is Inversion. I've wanted this game for ages, okay? I used to have it, I sold it, I regretted it, and I just never see it. There's another game that's really similar to this called Quantum Theory, and that was another game I sold and I regretted, you know, and I ended up buying that game quite recently, and I really wanted to find this one as well, because this is a Gears of War clone that's pretty similar to Quantum Theory, and I really wanted it, but just, yeah, could never find it. So yeah, when I saw this game for just £8 at that stall, I was like, yep, we're coming home with that one, alright? I was really happy to get this. It's nice and complete, okay? It's in decent condition, and I'm really looking forward to playing it, because I do remember liking playing this game quite a bit back in the day. I didn't finish it, but I did enjoy it. Okay, guys, this next game I bought, I'm really, really chuffed with, okay, because I'm an absolutely massive fan of the franchise, okay. It's a Game Boy game, and it is RoboCop. This wasn't a cheap game, by the way, guys. This cost me £25, which is quite a lot for an unboxed Game Boy game. But you know what, guys? I was quite happy to pay that because I'm such a huge fan of RoboCop, okay. I adore the first two RoboCop movies. I mean, the first one is just a masterpiece. The second one, obviously not as good as the first one, but I still, I still enjoy it. RoboCop 3 we don't talk about, and then RoboCop Reboot we definitely don't talk about. But nonetheless though, boys, I love RoboCop, okay. I love the character, and I love the video games as well. We had RoboCop Rogue City quite recently. Wow, what a freaking game that was. And there's also like RoboCop versus Terminator, which is an absolute banger. And then you've got some pretty terrible ones like the RoboCop PS2 game. This one I've played a little bit of, and I like it so far. Is it the best game ever? No, but it is pretty fun, okay. I quite enjoy it. I will say from what I have played of it though, it's freaking hard. It's not an easy game, so hopefully I can get good at this one. But yeah, I had good fun from what I've played of it. I've just had a little fart around on it, not played it for hours or anything, but yeah, I had a good time with that. Okay, guys, let's dive into a little bit more PS2 stuff, okay, and let's dive into a game that I was so happy to find, okay, and it's not like the rarest game or anything like that, but it's just one that I really wanted to find, and that game, guys, is Ridge Racer 5, okay. This is another game that my older brother pointed out to me. He's the one that spotted this, and I was so happy when he did spot it. And yeah, this is one that I wanted for a while, guys, because I'm just an absolutely avid Ridge Racer fan, okay, and I don't have this one, and I want to have Ridge Racer for at least every single console, because I've got Ridge Racer 4 on PS1, I've got Ridge Racer on PSP, I've got Ridge Racer on what console? Ridge Racer 7, that's on PS3. I don't have Ridge Racer 5, and that's the only one that's on PS2. So yeah, this is one that I really wanted to come home with, guys, because like I said, I don't have a Ridge Racer on PS2, and I want to find out what it's like on there. I doubt it's as good as Ridge Racer 4, because that game is just, it's 10 out of 10, but it's going to be good, alright? I love the Ridge Racer series, and I don't think they've made a bad one. Okay, guys, we'll do another PS2 pickup, okay? This is one that I picked up at the very first stall I went to. The very first stall I went to was so good, alright? They had so many good games at that first stall. There was like probably the best stall I went to, honestly. But yeah, that game, guys, is Rez for the PS2. I've wanted this game for some time, and I wanted the PS2 version of this game. The Dreamcast version is ridiculously priced, okay? I cannot believe how expensive that game is on Dreamcast. Thankfully, I don't have a Dreamcast, okay, so I never even contemplated buying it for that console. But yeah, I wanted the PS2 version of this game. I saw it straight away. It was one of the very first games I saw, and it looks awesome. It's a really colourful and just cool game. It's unique, and that's what I love about the PS2. The PS2 is just colourful and unique. I don't know a terrible amount about it, but yeah, I've seen gameplay of it. It looks like fun. I've wanted it for a while, so I was really happy to find it. So yeah, I'm going to play that one, and I'm going to play that soon. I think that's going to be one of the first games I try. Okay, guys, let's take a break from the game pickups, okay, and let's dive back into more of the stuff I bought. I did actually buy some more art prints, okay? I bought those cheap ones for £2, and I did buy some slightly more expensive ones, but they still weren't like that expensive. I think they were like a tenner each, which isn't too bad. All three of them are anime, okay? None of them are gaming, so if you're not really into anime, then you probably won't care about these, but I think they're really cool. So the first one I picked up, guys, was Cowboy Bebop. Let me flip that around there. I love that, okay? That is absolutely awesome to me. I'd probably say Cowboy Bebop is my second favorite anime of all time. I'd say One Piece is my favorite, but I just love Cowboy Bebop. The art style, the style in general, the music, the characters, everything about the anime is just 10 out of 10 to me. When I saw that print, guys, I knew I had to have it. Okay, that's gonna go in my bedroom, I think, and I'm really looking forward to sticking that up, and yeah, I'm really happy with that. Next one I bought, guys, was an Akira one. This is my favorite anime movie of all time. I adore Akira. It's just such a great film. I do already have some Akira artwork in my house. I've got like a big Akira like canvas in my house, which is pretty awesome, but I haven't got this like particular picture, and this is a really cool one. Yeah, I just really love the way this film looks, and this poster is just awesome. So yeah, I was really happy to have that, and again, I think that's probably going to go in my bedroom. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'll put that in my... I mean, I could put it somewhere around. No, I think that's going to go in my bedroom. I think it would suit that. Okay, guys, the final piece of artwork I bought was this one right here, okay? Ghost in the Shell. I love Ghost in the Shell. I mean, it's Ghost in the Shell. How can you not love this film? Yeah, that artwork right there, guys, is absolutely freaking awesome. I mean, look at it. Look at how stylish that is. That is just definitive anime 90s, you know? It's just awesome. I love the color, you know, that dark blue sort of neon color to it. It's just awesome. So yeah, I love the film, and I love that artwork. All right, guys, so So that is all the artwork I bought for the weekend. I bought 6 pieces of artwork in total, so I'm gonna have to find spaces for those in my house somewhere. What else did I buy? I obviously bought more games, but I did buy some more stuff. Oh, this right here is right in front of my eyes, and I just completely glossed over it. So yeah, this one right here, guys, is not something that I planned on picking up, but yeah, I just saw it, and I just impulsively bought it, and it's a PlayStation Vita carry case. Now, I've already got one of these, you know, like, I've got quite a few of these, actually, but they're all third-party ones that I just bought off eBay. This was only £5, and I thought, you know what, for a £5, you know, it's an official one, and I thought, it's really good, you know? Like, I could probably get more than my Vita in there. I could probably get my Vita in there, I could probably put my earphones, maybe even my charger. You can get some games in there, and I thought, for £5, I can't leave that behind, you know? If I did leave that behind, I'd regret it. So yeah, I was really happy to grab that because it is official. So yeah, I was really chuffed with that. Okay, guys, the final thing I bought that wasn't a video game was a figure, and it wasn't the cheapest figure in the world. This cost me £40, but I'm really chuffed with it, honestly, and I've got the perfect spot for it in my game room, and that is a Persona 4 Chie figure. Now, I love Persona 4, okay? It's an absolutely awesome game. I love the Persona series in general. I love Persona 4 and 5. They're just so good. And I'd probably say that Chie is up there as one of my favorite characters in that game. I really like, Kenji, is it? It's like the blonde hair guy that's like, you know, he tries to be the tough guy, but he's also kind of soft. I like him. He's probably my favorite character, but Chie is probably my second favorite. And yeah, when I saw this, guys, I knew I had to have it, and I did think £40 was a lot of money, but now that I've actually taken it out of the box and had a look at it, it's a really cool figure. So yeah, that's what it looks like, guys, and honestly, I think it's pretty decent. I think it's a decent figure. £40 is not cheap, but yeah, I was really happy with the quality, and I've got the perfect spot for that in my game room, so I'm really happy with that. Okay, guys, let's dive into a Mega Drive game. I've yet to talk about Mega Drive in this video. I've saved the Mega Drive to last. This one right here, you guys are going to be like, Majel, why did you buy that? Alright, when you see it. But I can justify it, okay? The game in question is Revenge of Shinobi. Alright, that's not the problem. Revenge of Shinobi is awesome. But the cover is really sun damaged, and I do mean really, okay? It's bad, alright? You can tell. It's very faded. However, guys, because of the sun damage, I actually managed to get this for a really good price. It's complete in box, okay? It comes with manual, so this becomes the very first Mega Drive game that I own that has a manual, because I've been going out of my way to buy Mega Drive games without manuals. Reason being is it's way cheaper to buy games without manuals, especially at CEX now that they do the price difference thing, so I try to not buy them with manuals just to save myself a bit of money. But yeah, they wanted £20 for this, guys, which is a pretty decent price, and it's £5 cheaper than what CEX are asking. But I wasn't happy with that sun damage, I was really not happy with that. So I said, would you do 15 for it? Because I would like to own this game, and if I can get it for £10 cheaper than what CEX are charging, then I'd be pretty happy with that. And they did agree to that because of the damage. So yeah, getting this game for 15 quid despite the damage, I'm pretty happy with it. At the end of the day, the game is what matters the most. It's not like the artwork is all ripped up or anything, okay? It's still there, and it's well kept. It's just that sun damage is pretty bad. But yeah, getting that game £10 cheaper, I was happy enough with that. Next up, guys, we'll dive into a little bit of PS1. This game I bought from the very first stall that we saw. Like I said, the first stall was absolutely awesome, and that game is Star Wars Dark Forces for the PS1. I've wanted this game for so long, guys, and for whatever reason, I could not find it. And in this weekend, I must have seen this game like 5 times, honestly. I saw it constantly. But yeah, for those who don't know, I really like Star Wars games, okay, and I'm trying to collect as many of them as I can get my hands on. I'm not going for like a full Star Wars game set or anything, but if the game is a good price and I've got the console, then I'm gonna buy it, alright? And Star Wars Dark Forces is, it's about a 20-ish pound game. I got it for 19, which I'm really happy with. I might have even haggled and got it cheaper, I can't remember now. But yeah, it's basically Doom, but with Star Wars, it's like a Doom clone with Star Wars characters. Yeah, that sold me enough, I'm there. Alright, guys, diving into a bit more PS1, I'm really chuffed with this one, especially the condition of it. And that is Rage Racer. Now, like I said to you guys before, I'm a big fan of Ridge Racer, so I do want to get as many of the Ridge Racers as I can get. The annoying thing is there's a Ridge Racer on Xbox 360, and I don't want to own an Xbox 360 because I'm a big PlayStation fanboy. I think it's a Ridge Racer 6. That annoys me so much, okay, the fact that I'm probably not going to be able to own that game unless I buy a 360. But anyway, I want to get as many of them as I can, okay, and I've still got quite a few to get, so I'm not in any hurry to make that decision. But yeah, point is, guys, I saw this game, okay, I saw it at the first stall. Alright, I did tell you guys, the very first stall I went to had some bangers. It was £13, which I don't know if that's a good price or not. I think it is. I'm pretty sure £13 is reasonable for this, because I don't think this is the cheapest Ridge Racer game. But yeah, the condition of this one, guys, is immaculate, okay? The manual looks damn near untouched, okay? It's a really nice condition manual. It comes with a little pamphlet, which is always an added bonus, and it also comes with the demo as well, the Namco demo, and both of the discs are really clean, and the artwork is fantastic, so it's really, really good condition. So yeah, I was chuffed to find that one, guys, okay, especially in the condition that it's in, so I'm looking forward to playing that. I'll probably play Ridge Racer 5 first, but I might play this first, I don't know, actually. I'm not sure, but I'm going to play it, point is, you know, I'm definitely going to play it. Alright guys, we've got 3 games remaining, okay, so we're coming right towards the end now. I'm going to start off with this one here, it's on PS2, and that is One Piece Grand Battle. As you guys know, I'm a big One Piece fan, so I'm obviously in the market for any One Piece games I don't own, and to be fair, I don't actually own that many of them. I've only got about, I've got 1 on PS4, and I've got 2 on Vita. I've got this one now, and I think that's it. I think that's all of them that I've got. Funnily enough, there is a game that I keep seeing. Every time I go to London Gaming Market, I see it, and I think, oh, One Piece game. And it's not a One Piece game. It's called One Piece Mansion, if you guys have ever seen it. I always see the spine of it on PS1, and I pick it up to look, and it's never One Piece, obviously. It's something different. Anyway, that's a little bit off topic. Point is, One Piece Grand Battle, it looks awesome. This is like early One Piece era, you know, so this isn't like, you know, the later sagas. This is like really early stuff. It's got a little bit of a weird art style, like just looking at the back, it's a bit cartoon. Oh, you can't even see it because of the light, but it's a bit cartoony looking, so I don't know if it's going to be, or I don't know if it's going to even be a good game. I'm really not sure. It was complete, okay, it was £20. I don't know if that's a good price for it, but I think it is. I think it's a pretty good price, and yeah, I just really enjoy One Piece, so I'm gonna play that, and I'm gonna hopefully enjoy it. Alright guys, we've got 2 games remaining, okay, and this next one is a game that I really wanted to find. It was really high on my list of games I wanted. I probably had like a mental list in my head of about 5 games I really wanted to find. Omega Boost was one of them on PS1, but I couldn't find that. Another one that I really wanted to find was Inazuma 11 2 on the DS. I did find it, but it was really, really overpriced. Well, not really, but it was quite overpriced. Overpriced by about £6, and I tried haggling it down a little bit so I didn't have to pay that, but they wouldn't have any of it. Azura's Wrath was right on the top of my list, and I couldn't find that one, unfortunately. I really want to get that game, but I just never see it. And the very last 2 games that I've got here are probably in that top 5 list of games I wanted, okay? But yeah, anyway, let's get on to it, okay? The second to last game I picked up was Resident Evil for the PS1. So quite recently, guys, I played through Resident Evil Origins on PS4, which is like the remake, or it's like the GameCube port of the remake of Resident Evil 1, but it's like slightly better graphics. It's not a lot of difference, but it's slightly better than the GameCube version. I played through that one in October, guys, and I had an absolute blast with it, and as soon as I finished it, I was thinking, you know what, I really want to get Resident Evil 1 at the convention, you know, in November. That's what I wanted to do, and I didn't see that many copies of this game, considering like how often I've seen it in the past. This is not a rare game at all. I even saw it in CEX when we went, you know, in Farnborough. I didn't want to buy it there because I wanted to get it at the convention, you know, I wanted to save it for then. I probably, in hindsight, probably should have got it from there. But anyway, I got this for a really good price. However, the front cover annoys me a little bit. The reason for that, guys, is it's one of those budget, like range ones, okay? Now, typically, I don't really care about that. That doesn't bother me 90% of the time. Platinums don't really bother me. Value games don't bother me. I'm just not that bothered. But this Resident Evil, guys, okay, and I love Resident Evil, okay, it's like one of my favourite franchises of all time, so it does bug me a little bit, but I didn't see that many copies of this game, guys. I saw this one, and I saw a Platinum one, and, you know, I could have got the Platinum one, but I've got Resident Evil 2 and 3 as non-Platinums, so it would look weird on the shelf, and I thought, I'm gonna not get that one, and I saw this one, guys, and it was £25, which is cheaper than what CEX are offering, but, yeah, it's still, like, £25 for the value version. I was like, I don't really want to pay that. So I said, would you do 20 on it, you know, because of the value thing? And he said yes. He said £20 is good with him. He actually said it saves him taking it home, so he accepted. So I was like, yeah, fair enough. But yeah, it's only a front cover at the end of the day, guys. It's not like the actual game itself is affected in any way, and it's in really good condition as well. It's a nice clean copy. The manual is there, and it's been really well looked after. It's even got the Virgin Media thing, so that's cool. The disc is in great condition as well, and in fairness, actually, pretty much everything I bought this weekend is in really good condition. I can't think of anything other than that Shinobi that's in bad condition. So yeah, getting this game for £20, guys, I'm pretty happy with. Yes, it is the value, like, series edition of the game, but it's Resident Evil 1 on PS1, and I wanted this game very badly. Okay, guys, the final game I picked up, okay, is one that I had to get. It's a Mega Drive game, and it was my #1 Mega Drive game I wanted this weekend. In fact, I wasn't really desperate to buy too much Mega Drive, because I've got some Mega Drive games I need to crack on with. I've got Sunset Riders I need to play. I've still got Rocket Knight Adventures I need to play. So I've got some stuff already on Mega Drive to get on with. But there was one game I just said, you know what, I've got to get that game, okay? And that game, guys, is Judge Dredd. Now, the reason I had to get this game, guys, is I love Judge Dredd, alright? I'm just a huge Judge Dredd fan, okay? I've loved it since I was a kid. I remember playing Judge Dredd, Dredd vs. Death on PS2 and just being immediately in love with Judge Dredd, and I remember reading the comic books, and I've just loved the series, okay? So yeah, I really want to get every single Judge Dredd game I can get my hands on. There's not many of them, you know, there's only a handful, and I really want them to make a new one. I would love it if the people that made the RoboCop game, if they could do a Judge Dredd game, I would be there day one. I will pre-order the fuck out of that. Anyway, you guys get the point, okay? I'm a big Judge Dredd fan, okay? And I wanted to get the Mega Drive game, and I managed to get this for £25, which I'm really happy with. It didn't come with a manual, but it's in really good condition, okay? It's like the case is really well kept. The cartridge is in really good condition as well. I would say that it's a little bit peeled, but you know, that's alright. I can always put a bit of glue and fix that. But anyway, it's in decent condition as far as I'm concerned, so for 25 quid for that, I'm pretty happy with. So yeah, I was really chuffed to find that, guys, okay, especially for the price. And apparently it's a really good game as well. Apparently it's not just, you know, because there are some shitty Judge Dredd games, like the PS1 version of Judge Dredd. That game is freaking terrible. But yeah, apparently this one is good, so I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, guys, that is everything I picked up at the London gaming market. Overall, I picked up quite a bit, alright? We picked up some really cool artwork, like, that I'm really happy with. We picked up some cool random stuff, like this Chie figure. I picked up some Game Boy, some PS2, PS3. I picked up a Vita case for a good price. I picked up a bloody PlayStation magazine that is just awesome. I'm chuffed, boys. I'm absolutely chuffed with everything I bought. And yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It was a lot of money, but I had a really good time, okay? And I only do this once a year, alright? So we got to make it special. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this pickup / gaming market video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the last one that I did of, you know, the whole going to CEX and the whole traveling and all of that. I hope you guys enjoyed all of this. You know, we did some cool shit this weekend, and I had a really good time. But yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, have you been to any gaming markets recently? Did you go to the London one? And if so, what did you pick up? Because I'd love to hear any pickups you guys have got recently. It doesn't have to be from a gaming market. If you guys have got any recent gaming pickups, do let me know. But yeah, other than that though, boys and girls, subscribe here if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one, alright? Peace.